always out there frothing, and now he's kind of the man, so it's pretty cool, a kid from Delaware coming out here and being a favorite in the Victoria. He's going against Grady Archbold and Tim Fulton. Tim's deep in the game here in professional skimboarding. He's got a lot of sponsors there, as you can see on his board, and he's done the whole tour, so he's got a little advantage on the other guys. It was their first pro contest of the season, but all exciting riders, so let's see what they got. Boom. Starting things off, that was Tim Fulton.
Yeah, Tim Fulton's going to be in yellow, Grady Archbold's going to be in green. You see on your screen right here, front side, and you see how low he attacked that wave?
Yep. Nice slash there by Grady, getting his front side in.
And John Weber's going to be rounding out the heat in, I believe, orange, the orange jersey. But we're going to have to get a shot of him.
Grady Archbold grew up on West Street here in Laguna Beach, popular place to skimboard. When I first moved out to Laguna, or actually to the West Coast, I should say, Grady was one of the main guys I skimmed with. I spent a lot of time skimming with him and George Bryan, and it's just cool to see him back out here and at it again.
You see John Weber pop that little air, and then he did just a little shifty, like a little backside shifty.
A little extra style points with the shifty airdrop.
And Tim Fulton with speed down the line.
Yep, Tim ain't messing around. He's got 2 good waves under his belt, that first wrap and another front side there.
And you see Grady on your screen.
Dude, I bet John Weber never thought he'd be skimming against Grady Archbold. Like,
Absolutely.
John's totally at that age where he watched those movies with Grady in them, like when he was growing up, and it's probably quite a dream of his to be competing against these guys right now.
And that was John Weber going high on that one and not being able to bring it around. And who's that? Looks like Grady trying to get what? Oh no, that's Johnny Weber. Grady's in. Oh my gosh!
No way he's gonna make it up the beach after that one. Johnny's not scared to commit to those waves that are far out. He's got that monkey drop. He runs really fast, and probably one of the fastest guys out there.
Did you see the explosion of the wave coming down? Like, filled the whole frame.
I can't believe he just ran right up from that. I'd be like picking sand out of my nose, I think.
Taking a moment to get yourself together.
Yeah, Johnny's already back up the slope, ready to go again. He's got a lot of energy,
Yeah. So I misspoke. So Johnny Weber's in the orange, Grady's in the green, and Tim Fulton's going to round it out in the yellow. There's Johnny Weber.
Johnny's
right
got the full front pad set up. I see a lot of riders kind of going back to more front grip.
Oh, there's Tim Fulton. Yeah, Jack Howie, who rides for Victoria, he recently went to full traction, and he came in the shop the other day and he's like, I'm never going back. It's full traction or nothing.
Yeah, well, that wax melts, and traction pads are superior grip. I just know some riders like to be a little closer to their board, keep their feet on the actual deck of the board, and that traction can get you off the board, and the little fraction, and sometimes not feel as feel the vibrations of the wave and be able to get that feeling of skimming that you want. So it's definitely all preference. A lot of guys go just arch bar, some guys go no front grip, but we're definitely seeing a lot of people taking it back to that 80s approach with the full traction setup on the front.
Tim Fulton skims with so much speed. It's incredible. I mean, you just saw it on that front side. He knows exactly where the power source on the wave is, and he uses it to his full advantage. John Weber airdropping to the sand.
You still have that camera if you want to use it for the guys at the end of the feed.
And I think this is his debut professional contest. Is that correct?
He's been injured. He was injured for almost a year and a half, 2 years. He had a lot of knee problems, I think multiple knee surgery, and he's only like 19 years old.
Right. He's a
and that's
young
what I'm
gun.
talking about. He's just goes super hard, and he's sat out with an injury, and I know it was really rough on him, but somehow he's bouncing back and he's skimming and better than he's ever been. He's been out here living in California for just over a year, and he seems to be making a name for himself.
There's a good shot of Grady on your frame right there.
When you talk about skim fashion, I mean, he was a pioneer there. Grady Archbold brought a lot of, style to the table. Was one of the first guys painting his board, by himself. And making his own gear, and that's one thing I remember about him when I was first coming out here. He definitely brought a unique approach and style to our sport. So it's cool to see him out here, and I think that's actually what he does for a living. I think he works with clothing companies in the surf industry and helps do design work and creative direction.
Well, he went to, and there he is trying to bring it around. I think he went to Tim Fulton's just packing his bag with front sides.
Yeah, Tim's standing out right now. He might not have a super big wave under his belt, but he's definitely got, I'd say, 3-4 good scoring rides. It seems John and Grady are kind of going for the bigger waves and just a little different approach.
Yeah.
I think Tim's skimming like he's been on tour all year, and John and Grady seem like they're just trying to go big.
Just
and
get
hard.
out there and skim like they normally would.
Yeah. So it's two different approaches. Some people like to take a more meticulous approach to a heat, make sure they get all their waves, and save some of the big stuff for the end. And some people like to just go hard on every wave, and I think that's what you're seeing here from John and Grady at the moment.
There's Tim Fulton taking a breather at the top of the slope. UST rank number 7. I think if he has not made every single event, he's maybe missed one, but he tries to make it to every single UST event, and that actually gives you a pretty good advantage.
Not an easy thing to do.
No,
in the
it's
summer,
not. Absolutely.
These guys at the beginning of the season, they went Cabo San Lucas one weekend, Delaware, and then straight to Brazil. Now that can be grueling, to not catch a cold or get run down in 3 weeks of skimming like that's not an easy thing to do. And you're out in the sun all day and skimming and going hard, eating different food around the country.
Right.
It's not easy to be on tour, especially when you got 3 contests back to back.
Yeah, and even just given the fact that a lot of these guys that try to make it happen aren't full-blown, backed, moneyed riders.
No, a lot of these guys put their own money into it. I mean, of course, a lot of their sponsors pay entry fees, they pay airline tickets, but there's a lot more that goes into it in traveling around the world. There's some out-of-pocket expenses, and
there's
these
a
guys
monkey
are
drop.
trying to win this contest, put some money back
Johnny
in their
Weber,
pocket.
watch this.
Oh, man. Talk about money in the bank. There's Johnny Weber banking a big one.
And
wow,
he does that time after time.
That was a little similar to Blair Conklin's wave, where he was a little behind it on the wrap and somehow bottom turned around the section. And John Weber, like I said, making a name for himself in this contest. Looking good there with the full grip. Look at the light onshore breeze. A little bit out of the north, but nothing too much, just a little texture on the water.
And there's that monkey drop, which gets him so much speed going front side.
No way. I thought he was going to float that 360 down, but a little hung up in the lip. John might need a front side. He's been going big, but I can't remember one that he's really completed there. So something to consider here. Grady did have a good front side and back side. So
yeah, and I think it escapes a lot of riders because they're sort of focused on just getting waves.
You almost need one of your buddies sitting out there, like keeping track for you, so you can like look up at him and he can be like, "Go front side."
Right.
He can kind of keep you in the game, and a lot of these guys do. I wouldn't say have a coach up there, but just somebody that's really paying attention to the heat. And
kind of like a caddy, but more just keeping you in the loop.
I think some people have more serious coaches out there, and some people just got a bro helping them out. But it's nice, it's sometimes your memory goes right out the window when you're in a heat and you don't even know what just happened. You're just so focused and sometimes out of energy.
That was vintage Grady throwing a 3 shove on the lip.
He doesn't have the varials like he used to. I haven't really seen him stick a big one yet, but he's definitely skimming fast and hard, and that's cool to see. I'm sure those 360 shovels will come back to him sooner or later, and he's been known to do a 540 and even try for the 720.
Well, I can replay in my mind, and I think Weird Science or one of the videos, he did a 540 shove re-entry.
Yeah, he's done it. He was one of the first guys, I think, doing the 540, him and Brad Evers.
Shout out to Brad Evers on the East Coast, who was here actually for the VIC, I believe, 2 years ago.
I would imagine that Brad Evers is probably watching this contest right now. He's still a big skim fan. He was just at Volano Beach. I know a lot of these guys went and hung out with him. That's his hometown where the last stop of the Pro Tour was. And Brad, if you're listening, we have not forgot about you. He is definitely a pioneer of our sport, a legend, somebody that really brought a lot of varial tricks and skateboarding style to the plate back in the day.
Yeah, and I didn't tell him this when I met him, but I was all kind of starstruck because I watched Weird Science, and he had, I think it was like a lot of Volano, and he's just, his style was the best. I loved it. So
Ooh,
shout
talk about
out to
style.
Yeah, seriously, on the sand. But yeah, Brad, if you're listening, we miss you. We wish you were out here, and hopefully we'll see you soon. And here's Johnny Weber.
Ooh.
And we missed the shot, but
You
driving
guys did
barrel.
not see that on the
Driving
internet, but Johnny
barrel.
was getting a really high, tight barrel there. And speaking of style, he had it on that wave.